Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Steele. I work as the executive director here for the Phoenix Dream Center. On behalf of my wife, Skye Steele, who is the CEO of Streetlight USA, we welcome you this afternoon. We would like to foremost extend our most heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Governor Ducey and Ms. Mccain and Director Arantia and Maria for the amazing work that's been happening on the Governor's Council. We really are seeing changes in our state for human trafficking. There's bad news today. The bad news is that human trafficking is real, and it's in our community, and it's affecting some of the most vulnerable among us, our children. It does not seem to discriminate against wealth or race or any other factors that you might know. It's just a vicious attack on the children and the young people. But there is great hope, and there is good news today. And the good news is that Arizona is not having it. Arizona is committed. Arizona is compassionate about this issue of human trafficking. We're committed to recovering those that are out there that are being victimized. We're committed to helping them find restoration, and foremost, we're committed to preventing this. Our amazing men and women in law enforcement work tirelessly. We know them. They work 24 hours a day with the HEAT unit, trying to rescue and recover these. Over the last several years, they've recovered thousands, if not tens of thousands, of young people out of our community. We're so proud of law enforcement. And then service providers like Streetlight and the Dream Center and so many others across Arizona work 24 hours a day to help these young people recover a sense of a life that they can dream and have once again. And then councils like this work tirelessly to change legislation and to move the ball forward to actually prevent this from happening to the next generation. It is our great honor today to introduce you to a true champion in the fight for human trafficking. He has worked personally on task forces, on councils, and he's personally created and fostered an environment that I kid you not is second to none in the United States for the fight for human trafficking. Would you all join me in the back in welcoming our Governor Doug Ducey.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I want to say thank you for joining us today. Of course, today we're at the Phoenix Dream Center, and I want to recognize January as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. And I want to thank the Dream Center for the excellent work that they're doing on human trafficking. Their executive director, Brian Steele, and his wife, Skye, we were able to see some of the programs that they have here, what they've done at the Dream Center since 2006, and it's just incredibly inspiring what a difference the community can make to attack this issue. I also want to thank them for the warm welcome today and the focus that they've been able to put on the victims of human trafficking and what's happening out there. The Dream Center provides safe housing and spiritual nurture, along with trauma-informed care that helps victims heal and move forward with their lives. This is amazing work, and Arizona's been blessed by it. It's also a model that can be replicated in other places around our country. I want to thank the Arizona Human Trafficking Council, which is founded and co-chaired by Cindy Mccain and Gil Arantia, for your work on this issue and their critical roles in educating and preventing human trafficking. And I want to say to Cindy directly, your personal dedication to this heinous crime has made all the difference, not only in this state, but raising this issue nationally and globally. And I thank you for your commitment. And then to Gil Arantia, who I'm fortunate enough to work with every day in Arizona state government, thanks for your leadership in ensuring that we have zero tolerance around human trafficking in the state of Arizona. Worldwide, human trafficking affects 25 million people, but it's very difficult to detect. In fact, less than 2% of human trafficking victims are ever identified. In Arizona, the average age to enter sex trafficking is only 14 years old. and as many as 1 in 3 homeless young adults have experienced sex trafficking. The Arizona Human Trafficking Council has been essential in expanding efforts to identify these victims and connect them to services like you see today. The council has also been crucial for providing community stakeholders with the tools and training necessary to find the bad guys and hold them accountable. Thanks to their work, Arizona's youth, our tribal nations, and our entire state is more engaged on this issue. In fact, the council has informed and trained thousands of people to assist in the fight against human trafficking. The council has also been a driving force behind strengthening Arizona's laws against perpetrators and making sure the dignities of victims is upheld in our statutes, and there's more work left to be done there. Last year, thanks in large part to this great work, I was honored to be appointed to the National Advisory Committee on the Sex Trafficking of Children and Youth in the United States. This spring, Arizona will host this national committee, and we look forward to sharing many of the practices and policies that have made Arizona a leader in this fight. I don't think it can be overstated enough, and the media can be a huge help here. Human trafficking is real, it's pervasive, and it's an issue that Arizona is taking very seriously. Working together, we can and must bring human trafficking to an end. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to someone who I believe has been the leader on this effort in the state of Arizona, and as I said, nationally and internationally, Cindy Mccain, to share more on this ongoing fight. Cindy?
Thank you, Governor Ducey. I appreciate the fact that you have named January the Human Trafficking Prevention Month in Arizona, and you and Maria together have made such a difference on the awareness for people like all of you in this room and those around our state that didn't really know perhaps that there was such a thing, or if there was, they didn't know what they were looking at. So I deeply appreciate all the work that you have done and your continued efforts on this. I'm grateful also because Governor Ducey, his continued leadership in this fight. He has served on the initial human trafficking task force, which is something we began kind of ad hoc under Governor Brewer, and then mercifully made this a permanent entity. We are now the Human Trafficking Council. We meet monthly. We work very hard on these issues together with many, many other people who have graciously volunteered their time to join the council as well. It's an honor for me to also stand here next to Gil Arantia and to serve as his co-chair on the council. Gil's dedication to finding creative solutions to assist victims and take perpetrators off the streets is unparalleled, and his tenacious leadership on this issue is just simply remarkable. I'm truly inspired by the tremendous work being done all across Arizona around human trafficking, as members of the Human Trafficking Council bring their collective knowledge and experience and agency strength to the fight. Our state is getting a lot done right now. We are becoming a national example for innovative programming on trauma-informed victim care and prosecution of traffickers. Make no mistake, there is more to do, and we will continue to work together to end this horrific crime in our state and around the world. Since its inception, the Arizona Human Trafficking Council has trained over 31,000 citizens in Arizona to identify the signs of human trafficking and know what to do when they see it. This includes specialized training for prosecutors, law enforcement, as well as forensic and ER nurses, first responders, school resource officers, and ordinary concerned citizens. The Mccain Institute, Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Families, and Arizona Prosecuting Attorneys Advisory Council co-sponsored a full day of training just last week to enhance our state's prosecutors' ability to prosecute both sex and labor trafficking. Maricopa County attorneys recently won a 190-year sentence for a trafficker who was trafficking children. That is, bar none, the best I've heard yet, ever. I totally agree. We are confronting this problem on all sides, and I applaud the Maricopa County's Attorney's Office for taking these cases and prosecuting traffickers to the fullest extent of the law. And I look forward to hearing that more traffickers are being prosecuted and taken out of the community. I'd like to highlight the ongoing training and prevention education that the Arizona Human Trafficking Council and the Mccain Institute are doing. The Mccain Institute partnered with ASU's Sex Trafficking Research Office to develop Project Starfish for education. It's an online prevention education tool for middle and high school to help students avoid being trafficked, as well as offer resources and guidance to school personnel who might suspect trafficking going on their very campuses. The Mccain Institute is convening stakeholders working on prevention education around the country, including federal and state entities and nonprofits, to foster knowledge, sharing about basic educational standards, tools, resources, training material, and extracurricular. As Governor Ducey mentioned, he has recently been appointed to the National Advisory Council on Human Trafficking through the Department of Health and Human Services, another example of Arizona leading on this issue. Gil and I look forward to welcoming the National Council members to Arizona later this month and to show them firsthand all of the good work that has been done right here in Arizona. They are looking to Arizona's success for best practices on comprehensively fighting human trafficking, and we are happy to share. I am so pleased to be back here today also to the Dream Center. It's fitting that we recognize Human Trafficking Prevention Month right here. It's the place of hope and healing for victims of trafficking. Brian Steele and his wife Skye, who runs Streetlight USA, as you know, are experienced, compassionate leaders in caring for traumatized victims and helping them move forward with their lives in healthy and productive ways. I truly believe what they are doing here is groundbreaking, and I am so proud to be able to call both of them my friends. Thank you. Thank you. So I would like to thank all of you for coming today. I appreciate all the media being here, especially to cover this issue. The more we cover this issue, the more we're going to stop it. So thank you, and let's together work to make Arizona a flyover state for traffickers. Thank you.
That does conclude our time for today. I don't believe that as a group we are taking questions. However, we'll be available. Some of us will be available afterwards for some comments. And I'm going to go ahead and end it before I start bawling. I'm about to start crying after those comments. But thank you all so much. As was communicated here today, a lot has been done. And I would argue to say that more has been done here than probably anywhere in the Republic. But there's a lot left to do. So thank you for helping us tell that word out there, to tell that story. Thank you.